Picture this. A narcissist walks into a room, scanning for their next source of validation, their next emotional meal. Their eyes lock on to someone familiar, someone who once gave them everything. But something's different now. The energy has shifted. The empath they once controlled, once drained, once manipulated with surgical precision, stands before them transformed.
And in that moment, the narcissist feels something they rarely experience: confusion, followed by a creeping sense of powerlessness. This isn't the person they remember. This isn't the easy target they left behind. What happens next will shake the very foundation of everything the narcissist thought they knew about control.
When a narcissist encounters a healed empath, they're facing their worst nightmare, someone who knows their playbook inside and out, but no longer plays the game. The healed empath has done the inner work, built boundaries like fortress walls, and most importantly, learned to value themselves in ways the narcissist can never touch. This encounter becomes a masterclass in contrast, where manipulation meets wisdom, where control tactics crash against unshakable self-worth.
The first thing that happens is the narcissist's confusion. They approach with their usual strategies, perhaps the charm offensive they've perfected over years. They might offer compliments laced with subtle put-downs, test boundaries with small requests, or play the victim to trigger the empath's natural compassion. But the healed empath doesn't bite. They smile politely, maintain their distance, and refuse to engage in the dance they once knew so well.
The narcissist feels like they're pushing buttons that no longer work, pulling strings that have been cut clean through.
This confusion quickly transforms into frustration. Narcissists thrive on predictable reactions. They need your emotional response like oxygen. When the healed empath remains calm, centered, and emotionally neutral, it disrupts the narcissist's entire system. They might escalate their tactics, cycling through their repertoire of manipulation strategies. They'll try love bombing, reminding the empath of good times that never really existed.
They'll attempt guilt trips, suggesting the empath has changed for the worse. They might even try anger or intimidation, hoping to crack the peaceful exterior. But nothing works the way it used to. The healed empath has learned something profound during their recovery. They don't need to explain themselves, defend their boundaries, or justify their healing. This is perhaps the most disorienting thing for the narcissist. They're accustomed to lengthy explanations they can pick apart, justifications they can undermine, and defenses they can attack. But the healed empath offers none of these. Their responses are brief, clear, and leave no room for negotiation.
A simple "that doesn't work for me" or "I'm not available for that" becomes an impenetrable wall.
As the encounter continues, the narcissist experiences something deeper and more unsettling. They're being seen. Not admired, not feared, not even hated. They're being seen with clarity. The healed empath looks at them without the fog of trauma, without the desperation for approval, without the hope that this time will be different. This clear-eyed vision is terrifying for someone whose entire existence depends on maintaining a carefully crafted false image.
The healed empath sees both the wounded child beneath the mask and the destructive adult choosing harm, and they feel compassion without feeling compelled to fix or save.
The narcissist may attempt what seems like genuine change. They might acknowledge past mistakes, promise they've grown, or claim they've been in therapy. The old empath would have grabbed onto this hope like a lifeline, ready to give another chance, to believe in the potential for transformation. But the healed empath understands that real change shows itself in consistent actions over time, not in words spoken during a moment of losing control.
They wish the narcissist well in their journey,
but make it clear that journey will happen without them as an audience or participant.
What truly destabilizes the narcissist is the empath's lack of emotional investment in the outcome of their encounter. The healed empath isn't trying to prove anything, win anything, or make the narcissist understand anything. They've released the need for closure, for apologies, for acknowledgement of the pain caused. They've found their own closure through healing work, through therapy, through building a life where their worth isn't determined by how someone like the narcissist treats them. This indifference, this genuine moving on, is more devastating to the narcissist's ego than any angry confrontation could ever be.
The encounter also highlights another uncomfortable truth for the narcissist. They cannot hoover someone who has truly healed. Hoovering, that manipulative tactic of sucking someone back into a toxic dynamic, relies on unhealed wounds, unmet needs, and unresolved trauma. The healed empath has addressed all of these. They've learned to meet their own emotional needs, to validate themselves, to create safety from within. The narcissist's attempts to hoover feel like watching someone try to vacuum with an unplugged machine. Lots of motion, no actual suction. Throughout this interaction, the healed empath maintains something that confounds the narcissist: genuine peace. Not the fake calm of suppressed anger, not the fragile peace of avoidance, but real, earned serenity that comes from deep healing. Their nervous system isn't activated by the narcissist's presence. Their thoughts don't spiral into anxiety or self-doubt. They're simply present, grounded, and clear about who they are and what they deserve. This peace acts like a mirror, reflecting back to the narcissist their own internal chaos. The narcissist may eventually retreat, labeling the healed empath as cold, changed for the worse, or having lost their caring nature. This is projection at its finest. What the empath has actually lost is their willingness to set themselves on fire to keep someone else warm. What they've lost is the belief that love means tolerating disrespect. What they've lost is the programming that made them an ideal target. And what they've gained: self-respect, boundaries, peace, authentic relationships. These are things the narcissist cannot comprehend or diminish. In some cases, the narcissist will simply move on to easier targets, people whose wounds are still fresh and accessible. The healed empath understands this isn't a reflection of their worth, but of the narcissist's need for supply. They might feel compassion for the next victim while maintaining firm boundaries that protect their own peace. This is the ultimate evolution, caring about humanity while refusing to sacrifice yourself on the altar of someone else's dysfunction. So what truly happens when a narcissist faces a healed empath? The power dynamic they once controlled completely evaporates. The narcissist confronts evidence that people can heal from their abuse, grow beyond their manipulation, and build beautiful lives without them. They face someone who knows their tactics intimately, but is no longer susceptible to them. They encounter strength where they expected weakness, clarity where they anticipated confusion, and boundaries where they once found unlimited access. In short, they face defeat without drama, loss without the satisfaction of causing visible pain, and irrelevance where they once held center stage. The healed empath walks away from this encounter unchanged, unbothered, and unbroken, not because they've become hard or cold, but because they've become whole. And that wholeness, that unshakable sense of self, is something no narcissist can ever touch again.
If you're on your healing journey, know this. The day will come when you face your narcissist with nothing but calm in your heart and clarity in your mind. That day isn't just possible, it's inevitable when you do the work.
And when it arrives, you'll understand that the greatest revenge isn't making them hurt. It's becoming so completely healed that they can no longer reach you. That's the power of a healed empath, and that's the narcissist's ultimate defeat.